What's good, everybody? It's John coming back at you with another video. So with this video, I actually want to talk about an interesting topic, and this topic revolves around sleep. So it might seem a little random, but sleeping, of course, is very beneficial, right? It helps us rest and recharge. Um, but over the years, I was exposed to information as far as how to make your sleep better, how to improve the quality of your sleep, and effectively set the tone for the next day. And that is through expressing gratitude. That, or in other words, right, taking time before you go to sleep. So say it's time for you to go to bed, right, rather than just going straight to bed and having your mind fixated on all the problems and all your worries and everything that went wrong. If you went to bed like that, then it's not uncommon for your entire time sleeping for you to think about all of those worries and insecurities for those 8 hours that you're asleep. Sometimes you need to hit the reset button before you sleep so that it can set the tone for you the very next day. And the way you can do that, there's a few ways, right? The first way is before you go to bed, when you're laying in bed, you can begin thinking about all the events that are happening like for that day, but you can think about them going the way that you wanted them to go, right? You can use your imagination to imagine all the events that happening how you envision them happening. And of course, that can bring up your morale and that can get you excited. You can also use the last 5 minutes before you go to bed to think about the dream, right? Just the things that you want out of life. Envision yourself living that life and stepping into that, right? In a lot of books and sources online, you would hear that it's called the wish fulfilled, right? Stepping into the wish fulfilled. That's essentially you using your imagination and creating the life that you want to live, right? Whatever dream it is, and believing that it's already been given to you. Because if you were to believe that, you would obviously be very excited and you'd be smiling and you'd feel good. And to end off the day, you're essentially that happiness, that good energy, you're essentially eliminating anything negative that happened earlier in that day, and you're setting the tone for the next day. Another route would be also expressing gratitude, right? Of course, you want to try to find any good feeling emotion so that before you go to bed, those entire 8 hours that you spend sleeping, right, where you're in your subconscious mind, you're tapped into the positive energy, and that is what's flowing through you the entire time, right? It's not good to go to bed angry or frustrated, even though if you go to bed that way, chances are you might wake up more or less neutral. But it's always better for the last 5 minutes before you go to bed to just find things to be happy about, to find things to be grateful for, to envision yourself living that life you've always dreamed of, so that the next day the tone has been set, that all those 8 hours when you've been sleeping, you've been vibrating that positive energy, the things that you want. And so when you wake up the next day, that next day is going to be a lot better than the day you previously had or previously experienced, right? So that's one big lesson that I've came across numerous times through different readings and things like that. And I wanted to share that with you guys because that's something that has worked wonders in my life. And it makes you feel better when you, rather than just going to sleep and trying to sleep away your problems, right? If you go to bed with that energy, then that is the energy that you'll be experiencing for those 8 hours. And there might be some people that are skeptical about it, but you've experienced that yourself as well, where you would watch a scary movie and then the movie would have you nervous the entire time or anxious, even though you know it's a fictional movie. But as kids or even as adults, some scary, gory movies, right? You would watch that and then you'd be nervous the entire time. And then when you go to bed with that nervous energy, it's not uncommon for you to have nightmares, right? Like we've all experienced that. So we can use the power of the mind to benefit us and to help push us forward. And you can do that on the opposite end of the spectrum with positivity, right? Creating the life that you want, being grateful for the things that you have, going to sleep with a smile on your face. It's a good thing because it helps set the tone for you and your sleep the entire night, and for the next day. You'll wake up more energized. You wake up having having a much better night of sleep, and you'll wake up feeling more rested, and just the energy is going to be heading in the right direction at the beginning of the next day, and you'll see how the events that are going to unfold for you are going to be a lot better than you previously experienced. So just wanted to have this brief video for you guys to just highlight the importance of sleep. Of course, I recommend you get your 8 hours or how much hours of sleep you need, but also that you want to set the tone before you go to bed, even if it takes the last 5 minutes. I used to do this a lot. Sometimes even just going on YouTube and listening to an audio for 5 minutes before you go to bed, some uplifting audio, some audio that, reminds you to be grateful for the things that you have in your life, because oftentimes we think of our lives being a lot worse than it actually is, when for most of us, or virtually everyone, we're blessed beyond words, right? Like, there's so many good things that are going for us. We just have to pay attention to that. So most people get fixated or tripped up on the little problems, the little worries, the things that in the grand scheme of life aren't too important. And our focus on these problems and these worries are what creates more problems and worries in our life. So if we can take our attention off that, even for a few moments before bed, that can make all the difference in the world to help clear up your energy and to help begin putting you on the right path to create the life that you want. So just wanted this one to be a brief video for you guys. Takeaway here is to just take 5 minutes before you go to bed and just speak to yourself, right? Just envision yourself being in the wish fulfilled. That dream house, that dream car, those finances, traveling the world, eating whatever you want, having that partner, that family, just loving environment where, the people around you care about you, and just the dream life that you want. Step into that. Believe that it's already been given to you. Be grateful for the things that you have in your life, or just, if you need to, just take time to just, if you had a tough day, to reflect on the events that happened and just begin imagining every one of those events going well for you, going best case scenario for each one of these events. And I promise you, you can't help but to smile when you're going through the motions of that. So that's a nice takeaway that will definitely make a big difference. I highly recommend, if you haven't been doing so, to implement that, because that can greatly improve your morale and just your overall happiness moving forward. If you enjoyed the video, do leave a like and subscribe, as we are on the road to 50 subscriber, guys. About to hit the big milestone, and I want you to be there with me. So once again, this is Joel, and I'm out. See you guys for the next video.